Which I noticed that the spacing tonight is very well. Um, there didn't seem to be a lot of, penetrating through the lane too far and then trying to make a decision. It seems like smart moves made, from the point guard position. Is that something that you guys truly worked on, as far as spacing on the offensive end?
Always, right? We're always talking about how we want the floor to look. It was good that we had 2 days to prep for this game. And while not having a ton of bodies healthy, we did have a couple of practices. So getting Lou and T back allowed us to kind of get back to fundamentals and talking about the little things, little shapes, the spacing. Those little things make a big difference. So was excited that you observed that and that just in general, our rookies were fearless and were able to do a lot of really positive things.
And then the defense, I noticed they were communicating a lot. Um, just telling, the point guard was just telling, uh, different players were about their player that was coming up.
Yeah.
So, paying attention to her players. So that communication was very, very visible to me.
Yep. Proud of our team. Proud of our team for sticking to a game plan and executing. It wasn't perfect, right? We're still fouling too much. We're putting teams to the free throw line, but I thought we did a lot of really positive things, and it starts with communication. If you can communicate and give great effort on that side of the floor and have discipline, you can give yourself a chance.
Significant is this win just after the week this team has had with the injuries and all the roster shifts?
Yeah, just really proud and excited for this group. You know, they're just fearless and they have tremendous belief in who's in that locker room, regardless of who is suiting up that night. So it's only going to help us, right? Just more and more confident. You win a game without Paige, you win a game without Enrique. Everyone can contribute. We know this, right? It's our competitive depth, and everyone's going to continue to buy into that. Yeah, we're just gonna keep growing one day at a time, one game at a time, and building on this momentum, making CPC a tough place to play, right? That's 4 in a row here at home in front of this crowd. So really wanting them to buy into that and making this a fun place to play.
You guys have been kind of waiting to see a game like this where you get two players in the backcourt going at the same time. So Zaya starts off hot, opens up things for Paige. It's hard for them to double team when she's playing like that. How much did that open up the offense along with just the incredible size that you guys had to run in with the pick and roll?
Yeah, totally. Right. When you've got it, I thought we had good intention early too, especially, right? We talked about wanting to play inside out, knowing we're going to have a size advantage. So while Lee didn't make very many field goals, she just accumulated fouls on Westbeld, their starter. She had to go to the bench. She got to the free throw line a ton. So it started with an intention to play inside. That opens up the outside. Then you get Isaiah going. A lot of times she gets probably the weaker perimeter defender. And then you saw Phoenix switching up matchups as well. But yeah, inside out when everyone's being aggressive and attacking, and then making the right play. So again, all starting guards had more than 5 assists and played really unselfishly. So while being aggressive, still being able to make simple plays.
We just talk about what you saw at Kai and AT while they were out there and what you were able to do to make it difficult for them to have like the games that they normally.
Yeah, I mean they're incredible players, right? They're big three, such well. You know, it's tough to contain them, and Kai goes for 33, and I thought we did some decent things, but in stretches, you know, she still is really hard to guard. She gets downhill. Again, we put her to the free throw line. That's our growth opportunity. Still continues to be finding a physicality and a discipline without fouling. But just quick first step down, playing downhill. And then I think some of the threes we could have taken away. Just we got a little lazy and went under and gave them some threes behind where I'd rather us to be more aggressive and go over top and force them to keep getting into the paint and getting to the rim and settling for the mid range. And then AT is, you know, I thought we did some good things in times and stretches with her. You got to mix it up, right? Do you guard her hard? Do you back off her, not guard her? You just got to keep mixing it up. And I thought we did a good job and got her to miss a couple shots. But you still look at it at the end of the day, still had 10 assists and an impact on the game. But overall, I like our commitment to the game plan and what we were able to do.
Zaya took, 9 threes tonight. Just is that something that you're challenging her to get more up, or is that more so her just reading the game and making plays?
Her reading. A little bit of us talking about it, but that's Isaiah just playing basketball and feeling it, you know, when she got going there. You know, we can get her on the move and get her into space. And sometimes the best thing is just leave her without a ball screen, right? It's when you bring more people to her, sometimes that's more trouble and just let her go one-on-one. So happy for her. We're seeing what she can really be and what she's capable of.
The jump ball that happened with less than 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, what were y'all trying to communicate at the sideline?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it worked out the way it did because we've been on the other end of that way too many times this year. So for us to get a leak out layup off a jump ball, thank you. But we were trying to get JJ on the other side to be able to have two people together to Paige's strong hand. But in not doing that, what happened was nobody was between JJ and the hoop. So Paige smartly tapped it forward and we got a leak out. So it worked out in our favor.
Felt like y'all were focusing a lot on rebounds and y'all did out rebound a lot. Was that intentional to avoid foul trouble with the short roster?
Yeah, rebounding, it's been a big piece of why we've had success here, right? We're the number one rebounding team in the league in June. And so with but some roster changes, people out, people down, like it's just a group effort. It's got to be a gang rebounding effort. So absolutely, we continue to talk about it on both sides of the ball, offensively having consistent crash present, and then defensively being able to gang rebound, and especially with a team that wants to take lots of threes, our guards just hanging around the nail, pursuing long rebounds.
Coach, I have two quick ones. With Louisa and T back in the country from the national team obligations, we saw almost the entire game. There were two centers on the court. It was either T and Lee, Louisa and Lee, so on and so forth. You talked about the rebounding a little bit, but what did you see in all facets of the game, having more size on the court?
Yeah, just a presence on the inside, on both sides of the ball, right? Again, I thought we were way more intentional about making sure we get touches inside. And again, I think the more you do that, you get to the free throw line. T is going to be really efficient or have a great net around the rim, but she got to the free throw line a ton. But again, it opens it up when you can play inside out. And then defensive rebounding, right? We got big bodies in there. And then on the offensive glass as well, Lee with 4 offensive rebounds. So it's just that size is really great. And then again, we put our 5s on AT a lot tonight, and I thought they did a great job just staying between her and the hoop and using their size and length to try to make her shoot over top of them.
Perfect. And then this has kind of been a theme in your post conferences, wins and losses. You've said that we haven't seen this team play like together for 40 consecutive minutes. Do you feel like tonight was an example of the team playing together for all 40, putting together a good 4?
Yeah, I thought that was a really good 40 minutes tonight. And again, not perfect, but loved our start, right? We've been talking about our starts, and we came out and we established right from the tip how physical we were going to play and that we were going to set the tempo, right? Phoenix had been coming in with the second fastest. Our tempo's dropped a little bit here over the month of June, but we talked about wanting to get our pace, and it naturally helps with JJ in there, right? She's going to get the ball up the floor. But you saw off that first free throw line when JJ goes coast to coast, I think that kind of set the tone that we were just going to fly up the floor and play. So
Can you talk a little bit about how you guys kind of been on this momentum as May and Enrique come back?
yeah, excited to be able to get people back and get more healthy bodies. But again, we're building confidence, right? Everyone is just seeing that our competitive depth is our advantage. Everybody can contribute on any given night. And so I'm excited for our team.
On that note, I think we saw Maisha and Louisa both have to play the 3 tonight when you went with that jumbo lineup. How do you think that both of them handled that position? And does that maybe give you an idea of something you can do when you do have a healthy roster?
Yeah, totally. Just being creative, out of necessity a little bit tonight, but in the future, those two are just really high IQ. So you can throw them into situations that maybe they haven't been in a ton. I mean, Maisha's played a little bit of that in her time throughout the league in Washington with some big lineup 3 ball, but it just gives you a different look, and lots of size on there. So hopefully that can help with some rebounding. And then again, Lou and Mai can both stretch it and knock down an open 3 too. So
Last question to Rob on the Zoom.
Thank you. Rob Tianson from the Podium Finish. Coach, another solid victory tonight, one where your team exemplified great focus, communication, and selflessness. What does it mean to see that level of trust and progress paying off on both ends of the floor? And how much do you personally feed off the energy that we saw tonight with the fast energy and the hustle and the positive vibes?
yeah, again, proud of our team, proud for their fight and fearlessness, and just love it for them that they're experiencing success. And when they're out there hooping like that, for me, I just try to stay level and not either way, right? When it's going great, like I want them to feel that, and I'm going to give it to them. And then when it's not going great, I'm going to be the same. But for them to be out there competing the way they were competing and just feeding off of each other, we're going to capture that. We're going to build on it, and we're going to keep moving forward. And as P said, right, like just sticking to this process. Tonight was a great night. Now again, we turn around and go to Phoenix and you can just guess what kind of effort you're going to get from them, right? They're licking their lips right now that they get us again right away. So that'll be a great test for a young group now, right? How do you respond on the road to a team that you just took care of at home? So looking forward to that.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
So-